Hey folks, Pulse here, welcome back to another Pokemon Masters video, and PRYCE's Expanded Synchro is out. It is out, right? And in this video, we're just gonna go over it, just a quick overview of the Synchro. I'm not gonna go into details, like a full guide of building it, because, well, I need some time with this, right? You know, gotta figure out some stuff, do some slight calculations, and also try some different builds out myself before actually recommending you guys. But again, we're just gonna go over the Synchro generally and see what it is. So while I was streaming, the summons, a lot of people have been telling me that apparently PRYCE's Synchro expansion sucks, and I looked through it. It's not that bad. It doesn't suck. It definitely doesn't suck, but it's also kind of underwhelming, just in comparison to how crazy, you know, Torkoal and all the others were, right? If you compare this to Torkoal, it's not that big of a, you know, buff. Like, it's just because I guess Torkoal was just so much of a potato before, right? Before the Synchro expansion, like Torkoal was such a potato, and PRYCE was still kind of a potato, but you know, PRYCE was much better than Torkoal, right? If you look at PRYCE, you got 2 dire hits, and then teach your lessons, which raises special attack to 2, and also special defense as well. PRYCE is not terrible. Like, PRYCE's biggest shortcomings, honestly, for PRYCE is, well, Icy Wind is an AoE attack, which again sucks. It's just bad in co-op, right? Especially PRYCE's like AoE. Like, the lower target speed is really nice, but aside from that, 95% accuracy and 92 power, it's not that good, right? Unfortunately. But you do have dire hit, and then you also have special attack buff over here, and then your passive is pretty nice. Super duper effective, powers up moves that are super effective, right? But one of the other biggest drawbacks for Dewgong is, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, and let me just check real quick, fact check myself, I'm pretty sure of all the special strikers in the game, Dewgong has the, well, not Dewgong, Seal, but then, you know, Seal evolves into Dewgong, and then, like, no one's really in between, except for Cyndaquil and Quilava. Typhlosion's higher than Dewgong, but Dewgong slash Seal's special attack is the lowest in the game, of all the special strikers. Lowest in the game. So that was also an issue for Dewgong, right? For the most part, it's still kind of frail, but it does have, like, this special defense boost, so it really depends, right? But yeah, that was an issue for Dewgong. And does this Synchro fix that? It kind of does and kind of doesn't. Well, you can't really do much about the, you know, the Icy Wind, right? But you can, however, build a Ice Beam build instead, so you don't have to rely on using freaking Icy Wind, which kind of sucks, right? But you can go, well, again, Icy Wind isn't the worst AoE move. Like, it does lower speed, but then again, it does have also the downsides, which, you know, it doesn't hit too hard, and it well, that's why. Oh, also the accuracy thing, right? So PRYCE doesn't hit too hard, but you do have special attack nodes, which helps, right? So even though all the other skills aren't too great, just the fact that you raise Dewgong's stats is a win for Dewgong, honestly. So anyways, let's go through all these. So let's go through the passives first. So you have some really weird passives. So let's start with some of the good ones, right? Freeze Synergy powers up moves when the target is frozen. So you got 2 of those. So Freeze Synergy, got 2 of those. That's massive amounts of damage once you freeze the opponent, which is the problematic part, right? Because, well, your only way to freeze your opponent is through Ice Beam, which has a very small chance of leaving your opponent frozen, right? So it's very unlikely you're going to freeze your opponent with Ice Beam, but you do pick up 2 hostile environment, which increases the chance of freezing your opponent, but it's still not that great of a chance. And also, one thing that I don't think people are talking about enough is, this is 10 energy. This is 10 energy. That's 20 energy. This is 7. This is 7. That's 14, right? So these 4 grids, that's 34 energy. That's more than half of your sync grid, or your energy pool, right? So, yikes. In comparison to Torkoal, you know, much easier for Torkoal to get its burns, right? In comparison to Freeze. So I guess there are a few ways to go through this, right? You know, you either go for Ice Beam or you go for Icy Wind. Icy Wind obviously much better in single player, and Ice Beam would be, you know, decent for co-op, right? If you do get the freezes, which you kind of do have to get the freezes. And the other thing that people are complaining about is this. All of this. Hail. Prevents Pokemon from damage in a hailstorm. Powers up moves in a hailstorm. Powers up moves in a hailstorm. And Healing Hail heals in hailstorm. All of these need hail. And that sucks because, well, you'll have to bring Abomasnow. And, well, it's not that big of an issue in single player, which I guess you can make an argument that Pryce is really, really good in single player, which is really nice. But also, almost every other unit is really good in single player, right? So, but hey, and this is why I don't think it's that bad, because it is really good in single player. And when Battle Villa comes, hopefully Pryce would be really useful, because Battle Villa, it's gonna be single player, right? So it would be much easier to set up, you know, Hail with Abomasnow and then swap into Pryce, or not use swap, that's co-op, but you know, set up or actually, you know, buff yourself first and then set up Hail with Abomasnow and then just start blasting with Icy Wind, right? But in co-op, that's a bit of an issue because it's just bad. Because like you can't, because you can't buff first. You have to hail first, right? You hail, then swap into Pryce, and you buff all those times. And then by the time like you're done buffing and you want to start attacking, like your hail is almost gone. You could maybe, if you're lucky, get 1 or 2 Icy Winds or Ice Beams in, right? Depending on which one you want to use, before the hail's just gone. So it's mainly like, if you want to do this, it has to be one of your teammates willing to use Abomasnow there, right? And that obviously sacrifices their damage. But otherwise, it's just tough. Like even if you do have a teammate that uses Abomasnow, like the Abomasnow is just like sitting there. Well, maybe it could attack, but it doesn't do much for damage, right? It's just waiting for you guys to buff first, and then it does its thing, right? So yeah, it's rough. It's rough. The hail thing, unfortunately, not that great. For co-op, really great for single player, right? So if you really want to like make a really good single player build, I guess you could just do some kind of like Icy Wind hail build, right? I don't know if you really just want, if I don't know if you want to go for hail if you're doing co-op, right? Because it would be nice if, you know, Pryce brought hail himself, but you know, that's obviously not the case. So yeah, not that nice, unfortunately. Okay, are there any other passives? I think, yeah, that's all the passives, and it's just tough. It's just tough, right? For Pryce. But what Pryce does get is, you know, aside from that, you do get stat buffs and power buffs for either Ice Beam or Icy Wind, which both are really good. Again, Pryce just hits like a wet noodle, right? In comparison to like all the other special attacks in the game that have, you know, the same buffs that, you know, Pryce does, because Pryce does have really good buffs, which makes up for its really terrible stats. But you do get, you know, some special attack buffs. Let's see how much we get total here. I guess none over here. Any here? No, never mind. Oh, that's +5, +10, +10. So we got 25 special attack here, and 35 once you, well, you get all of these unlocked, which I'm not sure if you can at the moment. So you got 35 more special attacks. So that, let's see how much that gets you. 35 more special attack. That gives you more special attack than Typhlosion. So there's that. It gives you more special attack than Typhlosion. Slightly more special attack than oh, you got 5 more here, so 40, and then you should have 60 over here, right? 60 total. 60. That gets you more special attack. That's good. That gets you more special attack than Piplup. So then you beat Typhlosion. You beat, and these are, you know, assuming they don't do any synchroned stuff. You beat Kingdra, Typhlosion, Pikachu, and Piplup, all unsynchroned. Which again, you know, what can you do? Pryce just doesn't have too much special attack, but it's definitely an upgrade, right? And you also get powers for moves. Do we get accuracy for Icy Wind? Yes, we get +5 accuracy. for 10 energy. Yeah, I'm not sure I would go for this one. Like, it would be nice if we get 100% accuracy, but that's 10 energy and 120 orbs as well. So yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna do. I would go for that personally. But yeah, you do get some power for Icy Wind. You get some power for Ice Beam, right? An Ice Beam build is completely viable, right? Just go like full Ice Beam and then pick up these freezing stuff and then hostile environment. Although again, you know, this is just a quick overview. I'm not going to break down the energy stuff, so I'm not 100% sure if we have enough energy to like pick up. We might have enough to pick up a lot of these actually. But again, Pryce, I would assume some of these would still be locked behind dupes, which we can't get at the moment. So again, Pryce got better, and Pryce wasn't like terrible to begin with. Like again, in comparison to stuff like Torkoal and Pikachu, right? Pryce wasn't that bad to begin with. So any buff to Pryce is welcome, right? So again, Pryce's Synchro is kind of disappointing at the moment, but you know, wait till Battle Villa comes out, right? Pryce might be really good there because again, AoE attacks are really good in single player. They suck in co-op, they're good in single player. And if you actually get a really good build, right, you throw out a Abomasnow plus Pryce, right? Hail, you could get the Hail boost and then all the Icy Wind boost. That would be pretty nice, right? So anyways, again, that's me for this one. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you guys think about Pryce's Synchro in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video, subscribe to the channel for some more Pro Rearise content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.